My wife and I got married 3 years ago. It was love at first sight. She was the girl of my dreams. We started dating and were so in love that everything seemed unreal. Fast forward a few months, I proposed to her and we married. I was head over heels in love with her, and our life seemed perfect until I was promoted. We were super excited because we could afford a better lifestyle, but we knew a long-distance relationship would be hard. I was promoted to a senior position at work and had to move to California for a few months. I asked my wife to come along, but she insisted on staying in New York as she had worked here. I understood her career was as important as mine, so I didn't force her. My wife was fond of flowers, and I brought fresh flowers daily to put in the kitchen. When I moved to California, I had an idea. To make her feel special, I decided to send her flowers every day. I contacted the florist's shop I used to buy the flowers from and ordered flowers for her. I instructed him to deliver her flowers every morning. The first day when the flowers were delivered, my wife FaceTimed me. She was overjoyed. I was relieved to see her happy. I sent her different flowers every day. In the beginning, we used to text all day, but slowly she started getting busier. I understood that she might be busy at work. Still, we FaceTimed every day. I got a week off from work because it was our anniversary, booked a flight, and came to New York. I couldn't wait to see her. When I came home, I expected my wife to be happy, but she seemed irritated. When I asked her if everything was okay, she told me that work had been challenging recently. I tried to calm her down, but she brushed me off. That night, she slept early. It was our first night after months, and I was looking forward to some intimacy. I was a bit upset, but I thought that she might need a little space as she is struggling with work. I was getting bored, so I decided to watch some television. I couldn't find the remote, so I checked her drawer. I was shocked to see that there were condoms in her drawer. My wife suddenly woke up, saw the condoms in my hand, and her face turned pale. She said that she planned a surprise for me. This is why she got condoms beforehand, but she was a little tired, so she slept. I wasn't suspicious, but a little confused as the condoms weren't my size, and we weren't using protection for a few years. My wife suddenly started touching me seductively, and we had sex that night. I forgot about the whole condom thing. The next day, my wife was again a bit irritated. She kept her distance from me. I wanted to do something exciting for our anniversary, so I took her to watch her favorite movie and then went to dinner. I then took her to the florist's shop. She started acting weird when we came to the shop. I told her that she could buy any flowers she wanted. She told the florist that John could make a bouquet of baby breaths and roses. It was a bit weird that my wife knew the florist's name because she said that she never came here. This thing was itching me at the back of my head. When we drove home, I finally asked her how she knew his name, even though she had never visited his shop. My wife was hesitant before speaking, which made me a little suspicious. She said that one day John came to deliver the flowers. This is how she knows his name. I believed her because there was nothing suspicious about this. The next morning when I woke up, my wife had already left for work. I decided to do the home chores today as she worked hard. I did all the dishes, made lunch for us, and then went to do laundry. There was a lot of laundry piled up. My wife has never been the person who liked doing home chores. I started picking up everything and tossed it in the washing machine when suddenly an underwear fell on my feet. I wondered what my underwear was doing in the laundry as I picked it up, but I was shocked to see it wasn't my underwear. It was an XXL, while I wore a large. It all made sense right now. The XL-sized condoms and XXL underwear. Someone else has been in my house. At first, I thought I should ask my wife what was happening, but then I realized that she would lie and come up with another explanation. So I decided to catch her red-handed. My wife came back home in a good mood. I played along with her. We made love that night. The next morning, my wife went back to work. I went to a tech shop and bought a tiny camera. I placed the camera on the bookshelf because I knew she wouldn't notice it. I then connected the camera to my phone. I went back to California. When I arrived at my apartment, I checked my phone and was shocked to see that my wife was having sex with a man in our bedroom. It had hardly been 12 hours, and she was already with another man. It made me furious. I was fuming with anger. The guy's face came into view, and I was shocked to see that it was the florist, John. My wife was fucking the man I hired to send her flowers for months. I couldn't take it anymore, and I didn't want a confession, I wanted revenge. A few weeks passed, and I was still plotting what to do when I logged into the app to see what my wife was doing. I saw her coming out of them with something in her hand. I couldn't see what it was. She sat on the bed, and I saw what was in her hand. It was a pregnancy strip. She began to cry, and my heart thudded to know what it was. We had been suffering to get pregnant for years now. I suddenly realized that I had given some fertility tests, and the results were to be emailed last week. In between my wife's cheating drama, I forgot about my tests. I quickly opened my email and checked the report. My heart skipped a beat when I read it. The report said that I was infertile and could never have babies. I wondered what the test said. Is she crying because she isn't pregnant, or is she crying because she is pregnant? I was confused. I opened the app again and saw her talking to someone over the phone. She began shouting and threw her phone away. She fell on the floor crying. A few days passed, and I kept checking what she was doing. John didn't visit her again. It was clear now that they had broken up. In a couple of days, I got a call from my wife. She sounded so excited and said that she had good news for me. I knew exactly what she was going to say. She told me she was pregnant. I was going to confront her, but I had an idea. I knew exactly what my revenge would be. I told her she no longer needed to work and should rest at home. She wanted to come to California, but I convinced her that it was important for her to be with family. I kept paying her for her expenses and bills from our joint account and took out all my money from it. I was paying her with her own money, and she didn't notice. The second trimester passed, and it was time for my revenge. I went to New York for the baby shower. After the gender of the baby was revealed by my sister-in-law, I told everyone that I had a surprise video for everyone. Everybody gathered, and I switched on the projector. Everyone gasped as soon as the video turned on, and my wife's moans filled the room. Now everybody could see how she cheated on me. My wife's face went pale. Before she could say anything, I threw my fertility report in her face. Her eyes popped out as she read the report. I told her that it wasn't clearly my baby, and I had filed for divorce. My wife pleaded with me not to leave. She cried about how sorry she was, but I didn't listen to a word she said. My revenge was complete. She couldn't abort the baby now. Everybody knew that she was a cheater. She left her job, and she had no money in her joint account. The rage in me finally cooled down after months. I have taught my cheating wife a lesson that she will never forget. I finally moved back to New York. One day, my sister-in-law Lizzie came to my place. I thought that she had come to convince me to forgive her sister, but I was shocked by what she told me. My sister-in-law said to me that my wife had been cheating on me before we married. She confessed that she saw my wife flirting with one of my groomsmen during the wedding. She didn't tell me this before because she was scared and because she thought I wouldn't believe her. I was devastated. I doubted if our love was ever real. Lizzie told me that my wife worked 2 jobs to make ends meet, but because she was pregnant, she couldn't go to work regularly and was fired. She had no money on her and was broke. My ex-wife is now living in a crappy apartment, doing 2 jobs a day to take care of the baby. At the end of the day, I am glad she's no longer my problem and have since moved on, even though it is hard. Thank you all for taking the time to listen to today's story. If you enjoyed listening, please feel free to like and subscribe if you haven't already. Also, comment below with your thoughts on what happened. If there is a story you would like to share with me about your situation or someone else's, then please do not hesitate to contact me. Take care.